let's start with this because this just happened, by the way. Coming down, the Supreme Court in a 7-2 decision ruled against using the Alien Enemies Act of 1798.
I think we're all familiar with that.
Very familiar.
I mean, come on.
1798 was a particularly difficult time around here. To deport Venezuelan gang members, or should I say alleged Venezuelan gang members, because that's kind of at the root of it. The Supreme Court saying, you got to give them a chance to go to court and prove one way or the other they're the bad guys.
Right, because all they were being given was like a 24-hour notice before being deported.
Right.
No time to fight it, no time to get legal help, and there were even some people who were wrongfully deported.
Yeah, we know that as part of it. Joining us right now, though, to help us kind of understand also the broader impact of this is Sal Macias. He's an immigration attorney. Sal, welcome back. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. I know it's wear a jersey to work day, so that's the only reason.
Yeah, so repping the home team.
Go D-backs.
I was going to say, and for those of you watching on YouTube, Sal, I didn't want you to think, hey, your attorney doesn't even wear a tie. He doesn't have a collared shirt. So this is, from an immigration perspective, is this a broad or a narrow ruling?
I think it's, the way I would interpret it, it's a just ruling.
Okay.
It's a situation where I think regardless of your immigration status, whether you're a U.S. citizen or an immigrant, you want due process. We want you want your opportunity to be heard in front of a judge. I tell people all the time, like, look, I understand if you want to try to remove people that have violated our laws. I understand it. But what if someone were to pick you up and didn't even give you a chance to explain yourself? And before you know it, you are in a supermax prison in a foreign country. We want to avoid those kinds of situations. So the way that I saw this ruling, especially when it was a 7-2 ruling, it's just an example of, look, our judges just want to create a more just system.
So does this ruling prevent the government from deporting people who are dangerous, or is it just preventing them from doing it quickly and quietly?
I think that it'll still give them the opportunity to deport people that are dangerous. That isn't the problem here. The problem is, what basis do you have to prove that these people are dangerous to begin with? Is it the fact that they have a Nike tattoo and that's your basis that they are a gang member? Or is this an individual that does have a lot of extensive criminal history? And I think most people will agree, yes, although you should pay the consequences for violating the law, a speeding ticket should not come with a life sentence, and
in El Salvador
situation.
on top
exactly,
of it.
In El Salvador on top of it.
Right.
So all the judges are saying is, look, we can deport these individuals. Just give them the opportunity to be heard. And when the law decides that they were dangerous or they were not, then you can move accordingly. So I actually am very thankful for this decision because it just kind of strengthens our system of justice.
Again, a 7-2 decision, the Supreme Court ruling just moments ago against the use of the Alien Enemies Act as a fast track to deport people. We're speaking with immigration attorney Sal Macias. Sal, how do you respond to the argument that if every one of these people gets their day in court, it's going to take 100 years to work through the system?
It sounds to me like we have to make a better system, doesn't it? That's literally what I would say. I mean, we have Congress for a reason. Both parties agree our immigration system is broken. Some want to give blanket amnesty. Some want to deport everybody. I think the majority of Americans would agree that the reality lies somewhere in between. So let's get to work, get your congressmen and representatives to go to work and to find a solution forward. Do I think that courts should be caught up for decades, if not years? No, I don't think so. So let's make it better. Let's get these answers done. Did this person actually take advantage of our asylum system? Or is this an individual that is actually fleeing persecution? I mean, the government was very quick to cut refugees out of our country, but was very welcoming in chartering a flight of South Africans, white South Africans, to come to the United States. So what is it? I think that the truth lies somewhere in between, and I am I can only imagine as many as your listeners are tired of the yelling across the aisles and not enough dialogue in between.
We're talking right now to Sal Macias, immigration attorney, on the Supreme Court's decision regarding deportations. And I'm curious, Sal, do you think most Americans understand the rights that undocumented immigrants actually have? And what are some of the biggest misconceptions?
I think that most Americans have no understanding of what our current immigration laws are. And the only reason I say that is I was in an immigration clinic in law school, and those that you would assume are progressive individuals trying to stand up for immigrants, even they didn't understand the chaos that goes along with immigration. I think there was a Supreme Court decision not long ago that said the only thing more complicated than immigration law was tax law. So that just goes to show that we need to do a better job at explaining these stories. The fact of the matter is most people think, why don't people just apply? I'll use my life as an example. I am a DACA recipient. I have been here since 1995. I am an attorney. I went to ASU. I'm a double devil. There's nothing I can apply for to get my green card. My wife is a DACA recipient. She can't petition me. I can't petition her. I help people every day become citizens, and yet there's nothing that I can do. So that's where our immigration system is at. My brother's a U.S. citizen. He can petition me. You're right. They're barely processing paperwork from 2001. So we need to be better as a country. I do think we are a country of immigrants. I do think that immigrants make us better. But I also understand that we want to have laws and we want to have an order. So let's make order. It just means dialogue and understanding each other.
Your mouth to God's ears, Sal. Happy Friday, and go D-backs.
And let's go.
All right. Appreciate your time today. That's Sal Macias, immigration attorney, on today's Supreme Court ruling again, 7-2, which we don't hear that a lot out of that court.
No.
We hear a heck of a lot of 5-4 decisions.
Absolutely.
Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
And anybody who knows anything about the court already knows the two that dissented. They'd vote to uphold slavery at this point. But it is interesting because the court seemed exasperated in their wording. And I'm going to paraphrase because I can't read. But I know a couple of the justices made comments like, why are we having to deal with this again?
Right.
I thought we already ruled on this. Why are you back in front of us?
Well, I mean, it comes back down to, even if the government thinks someone is dangerous, the Constitution is still going to protect them. It's still going to protect their rights. You can't skip due process, even in tough times. Mm-hmm. That's what I think you're hearing from the justices.
Well, and again, reaffirming, whether you like it or not, that the Constitution of the United States applies to every person in this country, regardless of their legal status or their immigration status. The immigration status is not mentioned in the Bill of Rights and in the Constitution. It's just not. And the Supreme Court once again reminded you can call them Venezuelan gang members. They still get to go in front of a judge. So we'll keep you updated on that. That is the big thing. Pamela Hughes is in the studio, for goodness sakes.
Bruce St. James.
Pamela, I can't wait to hear about baby Riley. I've got a lot of questions of things going on.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.